Hi everyone and welcome to Northampton, and today we're off to the Sixfields Stadium to watch the first league match of the 2026-2027 season in League 2. We're going into the Tollers Lounge, which is the most expensive lounge I've found so far when researching League 2, so I'm going to keep the price of that till the end. During this video, what I'm going to do is review everything from the booking process to the hospitality, and I'll let you know the price at the end and we can see together whether we think it's worth it. As we head to the ground, I can tell you that today's match is against Swindon Town with a kick-off at 3 p.m. It is also Northampton's first game in League 2, having been relegated last season, so I'm sure they will want to get off to a winning start. We arrive and go to the parking allocated to us in the South Car Park, where there will be a short walk to the hospitality in the East Stand. We are very early and pretty much the first here. This is also a good place to park if you want to go to the club shop, which is in the southwest corner. Northampton, whose nickname is the Cobblers, were founded in 1897 and they moved to the Sixfields Stadium in 1994 after almost 100 years at the county ground, where they shared it with Northamptonshire County Cricket Club. The ground has a capacity of 8,203. Sixfields has got 4 stands, the largest being the Jackson Grundy West Stand, which houses some of the club's hospitality facilities and executive lounges, and opposite is the LCS East Stand, where we will be today. Behind the goals you'll find the David Bowen Stand, which is named after the Cobblers' legendary manager, and the Persimmon Homes South Stand, which is usually home to the visiting supporters. As we have arrived early, let's have a quick look around, and we head first towards the West Stand, which is the Jackson Grundy Stand. We pass the club shop and we will be back there later. There is access to the fan zone. There is also a memorabilia shop and access to some of the hospitality. There is also a food concession that I must admit did smell very good. From here you can walk up the hill and get a good view of the ground, and it would be possible to see most of the game from up there. You also get a good view of each of the stands, and you can see the pitch is in great condition. As we head back, it is time to have a quick look around the club shop, where we can see the new home kit. This is, I'd say, only £50, but it's £50 and a lot cheaper than the Premier League. I also pick up a pin badge for my collection. As we head back to the East End, let's look at the booking and communication. I booked on the phone and got all the information I needed via email, including the package details, the itinerary, menu and details of parking. It was very comprehensive, so they get an impressive 4.5 stars. As we arrive at the East Stand, it will be hard to miss reception, which opens 2.5 hours before kick-off, and there we pick up our tickets for the Tollers Lounge. The staff were really helpful and very friendly, and again pick up some great marks with another 4.5 stars. As we head up in the lift, let's see what's included in the package. I will put this up on the screen, but the main things we're looking forward to are the 3-course meal and what is described as a halfway line executive padded seat. I've left the price out as mentioned, so you can see what you think it's worth, and I'll let you know the price at the end. This stand was only completed in 2025, so it should all be very nice. We check in at reception and we get shown to our shared table and can appreciate those pitch-facing panoramic views. Nice layout and plenty of room around the tables. On the table is our lanyard that will get us back into the lounge, and we already have our tickets to the seats. On the table we also find a QR code to access a digital program. Drinks are only served at the table from the paid bar. Service was not particularly good and we had to go to the bar and ask someone to take the order, and they still failed to come along to the table. So a top tip: if you see someone with an iPad, they will take your order, but you do need to be a little bit proactive. First impressions of the lounge are very good, and they're going to pick up a 4 stars here. The lounge is very well laid out and views of the pitch are great. Before the food was served, I thought I'd go out and check out the pitch and also those seats that were easily accessible directly from the lounge. We can now see the stands from inside the stadium, with the south stand where the away fans will be, the Jackson Grundy west stand and the David Bowen stand. From the description I'd been given, I expected these seats to be the ones that had been allocated, but they were in fact a bit further down. It is close to the halfway line, but does appear to be in the main stand itself. These seats are padded, however, and the rows in front are not. One thing that was not good was the legroom. These seats are obviously new and in good condition. The view is great, but the seats are fairly small and the legroom is really quite poor. Only 3.5 stars here based on the size of the seat. Back into the lounge and time for some food, and we are soon served our starter, which was a heritage tomato salad. There was also an option to have a sweet corn and red pepper chowder. I then get my first drink, which was a Guinness Zero. For our main course, we had a roast rack of lamb with onions and new potatoes, and there was also a choice to have sea bass with ratatouille. The food was well presented, but the lamb was a bit fatty and I did have to leave quite a bit of it. The compere was really good, and we had 2 interviews before the game. The first being with Chantel Cameron, who is the WBO Super Welterweight Champion, who comes from Northampton. She's also got a fight which is on the 29th of August at Birmingham, which is a WBA WBC unification fight, so good luck to her on that one. There was also an interview with Conor McCarthy, who is one of the Northampton defenders, who has also played in the past on loan for Swindon. As part of the pre-match entertainment, we then played standing bingo and also bought some raffle tickets for after the game. We also got our team sheet prior to kick-off. Time to go outside again and watch the players warm up before heading back into the lounge. The blinds come down 15 minutes before kick-off, and with 10 minutes to go we head back out to the seats to soak up some of the atmosphere and walk past the Cobblers mascot, Clarence the Dragon. There is also a last minute opportunity to water the pitch, and we can see a good turnout from the Swindon fans. Let's check out that legroom. The players arrive on the pitch and we look forward to a good game. We get to half time and the score is still 0-0, so we head back to the lounge where we find our dessert, which was a raspberry meringue. Again, good presentation and very nice. There is also a mini post-match snack after the game, but how would I rate the food and drink? Overall, I'm going to go with 4 stars, and the main thing that let them down was the drink service. Back to the seats, coffee in hand, and hopefully a bit more action in the second half. Full time saw another goalless half, but Northampton had the better chances, with Swindon failing to get a shot on target. It was a great attendance with 7,120, and I would give the crowd atmosphere 4 stars, with Swindon making a lot of noise as well. There was also a post-match interview with man of the match, James Maxwell. Looking at the matchday experience in the lounge, that was also good, and that picks up 3.8 stars. So what did this all cost? Well, it was £150 per person, which is a lot for League 2. What do you think? Would you pay all that? It was a good experience overall, and I think good value for money, and that gets another 4 stars. The overall experience then comes in with 4 stars, which is a really good start to the season. It's now time to head back to the car, so thank you ever so much for watching, and if you visited the Northampton hospitality, let me know what score you would give it in the comments, and also whether you think it's worth the £150 ticket price. Next time I'll be visiting the Emirates to see Arsenal in their first home game since becoming Premier League champions. There will be no hospitality at that one due to the cost, but I will be going to see what the atmosphere is like and also sample some food in one of the stands. See you on the next one.